Hi all. Okay, so today we are looking at quality and quality management. Now, we have three different methods of looking at quality management and taking care of quality within a company. Before we look at them, I think it would be a good idea to have an understanding of why we need quality checks. Okay, so we need to be checking quality, obviously, to make sure that our product doesn't have any faults, so that those faults then end up getting sold to the customer and we start having customer complaints and things like this. Okay, so one of the ways that we can check for quality in our company is through what we call quality control. Now, the thing with quality control is that we're checking, but we're checking right at the end of production. So we make the products. If it's a toy car, we put the chassis together, we put the wheels on, the brakes, the doors, we put everything inside the toy car, the plastic or the glass, okay? Then we check at the end. Now if there's a fault with the car or with the product, we find the fault at the end and then we scrap it, we throw it away, okay? Now the benefits of quality control, and the idea with all methods of quality control, is that we eliminate faults or errors before the customer receives the product or service, okay? So we find the fault and then we scrap it, which means we don't sell it then to a customer, because then we're going to have customer complaints. It's going to start damaging our brand. Okay, we might start losing customers to competitors because they're unhappy with our particular product. Doesn't require as much training quality control because we only have one person checking at the end, so we don't need as many people checking. So just one person checking right at the end, so we require less people to check and less training on those people. The drawbacks of quality control: well, in order to have somebody checking, a department checking at the end, well, we're going to have to pay for them. So we're going to have employees who are doing the checking right at the end. So that's going to increase our costs to pay for these people. It identifies the fault right at the end, but it doesn't identify why that's happened. So maybe the fault happened at the beginning. Well, if the fault happened at the beginning, if we'd have found the fault at the beginning, we could have thrown it away then. But instead we find it at the end. Well, by the time we find it, the product's been made. We've done everything, okay? So we've put the wheels on the car, we put the glass, we put the plastic on there, we painted it, and then the problem might have occurred right at the beginning. Well, it's too late by that point. We've done everything and we have to throw the whole thing away. Whereas if you find the problem straight away, you just throw that little section away, okay? So it's more expensive with quality control, because when we do find the fault, it means we have to throw more of the product away. Okay, it's very difficult to take apart the product and reassemble it. We don't do that, it's too expensive. If there's a fault, throw it away. The only problem is it's been found at the end, everything's been made, so you have to throw the entire thing away. Okay, so that is going to increase your costs because you've made the product and you have to throw the whole lot away. So a better method is quality assurance. Now, the only difference with quality assurance is we check it every single stage. So again, if we're making a toy car, if we make the chassis, we check the chassis. If there's a problem with the chassis, throw it away. We add the wheels. Once the wheels are gone on, check it. If it's okay, it carries on. If not, we throw it away. So we're only throwing away what we've done. Then we'll add the wheels. Then we'll add the doors, okay, and the body. If that's okay, it carries on. If there's a fault, scrap it. But we're not scrapping the entire product. We're only scrapping what we've done up to that stage when we check. So with quality assurance, we check it every single stage throughout the production process. So again, we're eliminating faults before it reaches the customer. So the product should never be fully made and sent to the customer, so we get rid of that. We're not going to have complaints, okay? So less complaints, it's not going to damage the brand. And this time, it's not going to cost you as much when you scrap the product, because you find the fault earlier, you don't find the fault at the end, you find it in your particular section, and that's the only. You only throw away what you've completed so far. You don't have to throw the entire thing away like you would do with quality control, because you're checking at every single stage. Again, we're going to have to pay workers to check, and this time it's going to cost us even more than with quality control, because with quality control you only had one person checking at the end, whereas now you have many people checking at every different stage, so it's going to cost you even more to have people checking, and we rely on the staff to make sure everybody's checking, okay? So it only works if people are checking and doing their jobs properly, okay? The best method is what we call total quality management. Now, that's abbreviated to TQM, and in the exam, if you write TQM, the examiner will absolutely know what you're talking about. So you can just use TQM. The TQM stands for Total Quality Management. Now, in this method, it's not about checking. It's not about checking at every stage or checking at the end. The idea is, it's a bit like, rather than putting out fires when you have a fire, it's better to just have no fires. So quality control and quality assurance are about, if there's a fire, if there's a fault, let's find it and let's put it out, let's scrap it. Whereas with total quality management, it's about, let's have no fires. Let's be proactive and make sure we don't have faults in the first place. Okay? So with this method, what we have is we have what's called quality circles. And with quality circles, the workers and the managers come together and they discuss quality problems. They discuss any quality issues that may happen. Okay? So the idea is that if there is going to be a quality problem or if there is quality issues, we stop it from happening in the first place because we know where the faults are occurring. So we don't need to scrap anything. Okay? So quality is built into every part of the production process. Okay? So we have a quality ethos. We make sure that quality is part of everything so that we don't have faults, we don't need to scrap anything because we don't have any errors happening at all. So we don't need to waste anything, we don't need to scrap anything, so we become more efficient. And we become more efficient because we stop faults occurring, so we don't have to scrap anything at all. Again, we have no customer complaints because we're not having faulty products getting to our customers, because in this case, with Total Quality Management, TQM, we don't have any faults happening at all. Okay? So we're being proactive rather than reactive. We're not putting fires out, we're stopping fires from happening. We're not scrapping work because it's got a fault. We make sure there are no faults, okay? And we do that, again, by meeting with the staff. If you want to know why a product has, the quality is bad or why faults are happening, the best people to talk to are your staff. So you need to talk to your staff, have quality circles and find out what is going on and where we can stop quality issues. A lot of managers think that they don't need to ask their staff, but remember, it's the staff that are doing the job. They have a lot of information. We should have two-way communication, not just communication going down, but communication going up, where the staff can give their ideas and say how we can improve things, get them involved in the decision making. So we have this quality ethos where everybody's looking for quality problems and everybody's stopping quality issues from occurring, so we don't have to scrap anything. The problem is, though, that it's expensive. Again, we have to train staff, we have to have staff looking for these things and involved in it, and we have to have everybody following the TQM, the ethos, okay, the ideology. Now, if you've got a weak link in there, somebody who's not on board with TQM, if they're not following the system, then they might spot a mistake but don't tell anybody, well then the whole thing falls apart. So everybody has to be part of TQM. Toyota actually started this, and the next one we're going to look at, Kaizen, okay, to make them so much more efficient than everybody else. And if you become efficient, then you can charge a lower price because you have less waste, you're more efficient, okay? So why do we need quality? So we touched on this at the beginning, but without quality, you're not going to be the best business, you're not going to be as good as you can. And quality gives you a brand, it gives you loyalty. If customers trust your products, if they believe in your products, if they know there will be no mistake in your products, no faults, if it's reliable, then they'll keep buying it, okay? So we have repeat sales, people coming back and buying it, okay? It will attract new customers, people will tell their friends, okay? And people will come back and actually buy your products, and people trust your products. So you're not going to be getting sued if something happens because your product is broken and hurt somebody, okay? And it complies with all of the laws, so we have a full quality product. Kaizen, now Kaizen is Japanese, okay? And Kaizen is Japanese for continuous improvement. Now, the thing with Kaizen, it's quite similar to continuous, to TQM, but this time it's continuous improvement because we're looking at how to make the business more efficient, okay? So again, this time we have circles where we're meeting with staff, but they're not quality circles. Remember, quality circles is part of TQM. Now we have meetings with staff because, again, remember that if you want to improve your business, if you want to make your business better, the best people to talk to are the workers, are the staff. They can give you the ideas that you won't be able to see if you're in your office, in your high position. So you have to get down on the ground floor where the workers are, talking to them, finding out what is happening. Okay? Now, with Kaizen, it's about efficiency. So again, less mistakes, less waste, but removing any waste, such as wasted time, any money that's being wasted storage, okay? Anything that is wasteful, anything that we can cut out will save us money, okay, and make us more efficient. So for example, whenever you talk about Kaizen, give strategies, give ways to make Kaizen happen, okay? So we can move machines closer together. If we have two machines that are far apart, move them together, and then we waste less time moving from one machine to another because they're much closer, okay? So if we move machines together, then things get much quicker, we don't waste time, okay? JIT, just in time. So think back to JIT, have your raw materials, have your resources come just in time for when you need them. Now if that happens, if they arrive just in time for when you need them, they go straight into the production, and you no longer need a storage space, you no longer need a warehouse. And remember, warehouses are expensive. You've got to pay for storage, you've got to pay for electricity, for rent, for security. Things get broken in warehouses. So your product could get damaged or old or rusty, or it won't be fresh, depending on what the product is. So warehouses are wasteful. Well, let's get rid of the warehouse. Let's have JIT. We become more efficient. Replace old machines with new technology. New machines are more efficient. Again, they make less mistake. So they don't make as many mistakes. So again, we're wasting less. This is Kaizen. You're training the staff. If you train your staff, again, they'll make less mistakes and they'll become more efficient. So this is Kaizen. Just remember, Japanese for continuous improvement, and it's all about efficiency. The last thing on quality is ISO and quality kite marks. Now, that's what these symbols are here. This is a quality kite mark, and we also have the ISO, which is usually followed by numbers, ISO 9001, and various other different numbers. Now, these are like quality stamps. If you think about the accreditation that the school has, where the accreditation shows that we are a top school and that we've been through these processes, that we have quality procedures in place to show that we're an outstanding place to work and learn. It's very similar to that. It's a stamp that shows we have the stamp, we have the accreditation, we have been proven that we have a quality product. And the people that do these kite marks, just like in school, they will come in, they will investigate, they'll go through the accreditation, they will check absolutely everything to make sure that the business is a quality business with a quality product, okay? Now the good thing with these stamps is if you put them on your product, if you have it on your packaging, ISO, it's on many different things, okay? I saw some paper in school today that had ISO on it. As soon as you see that, you know that what you're buying is a quality product. You know that with this kite, you are buying a quality product, okay? The drawbacks to getting the kite marks and the ISO is just like we've had to go through in school. It's a very, very long process, okay? We have to go through many accreditation, you have inspectors coming in, it's very time consuming and it costs you a lot of money. So this is not going to be for every business. If you're selling a cheap product, then you probably don't need to be going through this because this is expensive and it's going to increase your costs. So it's only for businesses that are selling high-end, top level products where they would be interested in doing something like this. If it's a cheap product with low quality, then you wouldn't need a kite mark or ISO because customers don't want to be paying that extra amount and you wouldn't be able to afford to pay for it because it's going to increase your costs. Okay, so it's only for high-end products or services. Okay, so that's everything on quality, guys, and I'll see you next time.